Cat-cow, let's check in with our spine, see how it's feeling today. So spine to ceiling, forwards and backwards motion if that feels good. Pushing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale in the cow, feeling stretch on the abs in the cow, stretching on the back in the camel. Inhale in the cow, exhale in the camel. You think I was at my practice? I've not stopped teaching. Looking for 15. Coming down to child's pose. Knees together or knees out, whatever's more comfortable. And pushing your arms away from your body, feeling that stretch and sink in around the midsection where the bra tends to sit. Just sink that into the floor. On every exhale, just sink it. Notice any tightness. Back to 2 cat-cow. Toes being tucked under the heels. Option to come into downward dog or big bend in the knee, extended child's pose, or send your hips further to the sky with downward dog, and you can paddle them feet out if you choose downward dog. Head between biceps, pushing your bum to the sky. Inhale back to cat-cow 2. Again, downward dog. Paddling them feet out for that calf stretch or extended child's pose, whatever feels good for you right now. Do you feel tightness in your calves, your Achilles lowered down, hamstrings maybe? Inhale, 2 cat-cow. Good. Coming over to a seated position, so you can move over to standing at any time. Got your resistance band here, but first we want to warm up the shoulders. So arms out to the side. I'm going to start with small circles, shoulder height. Deep breath, push the shoulders down away from ears. You want a slight bend in the elbow. Another 10. 4, 2, bigger circles, another 15. Well, what we're looking for is that burning sensation. We're trying to ignore it as long as possible. Might start to feel a warmth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse back. I want you to lead with your shoulder blades though and move them. Pretend that you've got a P between your shoulder blades. You're trying to squeeze it. Really be conscious of your shoulder blades moving. This isn't your arms moving, it's your shoulder blades right back. Good. Excellent. Let it burn. Again, back to the circles, small ones. Round 2, last round. Dip in and out as much as you need to rest. Wait for the burning to subside and then continue. Like I said, it's the weakest joint, so it's good to work it. Get warmth to it. Bigger circles, 10. Good. Sit with that uncomfortable feeling. You're training your mind as well as your body here. 5, 4, burn, 3, 2, 1. Pulse back if you can. Shoulder blades are leading this movement. You might feel it in the front of the chest as well if you're tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders already feeling that. So that was a warm up. So I'm going to grab the resistance band, take an overhand grip. Arms are extended out. So if you want a harder exercise, your hands are going to come closer. If you want it to be a little bit easier and get a better range of movement, a little bit further apart, it's going to come out and in. As you're coming out, the resistance band moves closer to the chest. You're working the posterior, but again, I want you to be aware of your shoulder blades moving. Squeeze that P, because you can do this without doing that. Rib cage in, belly button into spine. Feel the backs of the shoulders burning now. 5, 4, 3, let it burn. 2, 1 more, and rest. Wait for that burning to subside, it'll go in a second. Then overhand, it's like a shoulder press. So coming a little bit closer in position, and your arms are coming out to the side and back. So opening up the chest nicely and rising again. So you can feel the pull again, shoulder blades on fire. Really good for shoulder mobility. Trying to keep your chest proud, sitting tall. Another 5. Getting right deep in there in the rotator cuffs. So if you've ever had an injury with one of them, just strengthening. That warmth is good. 1 more. Good. I'm going to finish off the round with that new exercise I was telling you about. So I want you to imprint the back fully on the floor, and as your arms are coming away over your head, your back needs to stay on the floor. If you can't go higher without your back lifting, don't go higher. So pushing your hands and your elbows into the mat, into a bit of a shoulder press, over as high as you can. You might feel some burning because we've just worked it. So my back's starting to lift, so I'm going to stop there, and then returning all the way down again. So you got a good bend in the elbow. Let me just check. Good. So from here to here, if you can keep your back and your elbows pushed against the mat or the floor, keep your back flat. Notice where you feel any tightness or fatigue, or where you're feeling the movement stops for you without your back lifting. These are all really important. How much can you push into the floor with your elbows and hand without your back lifting? Can you go right to the top? Let's do another 5. 3. 2. 1 more. Good. I'm going to bring the knees in for a hug and roll and just relax the shoulders. Then, because we're building muscle and strength, we need to do all that once more. Coming up to a seated position. When you're ready, feel free to grab a drink. Okay. So the starting one was without the band, arms out to the side, small circles, 20. So shoulders down, leading with the shoulders, not the hands. Good. 10, 9, 3, 2. Bigger circles for 10. Shoulder blades start to be incorporated into the movement now as they push together to get those big circles. 3, 2, 1, and pulse back. Shoulder blades lead the movement, squeezing that P. 10, 9, 8, 7, dip in and out as much as you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Burny, burny, burny. Wait for the burning to subside. I'm going to go again once more with that. Let's get some failure, hopefully. out to the side, small circles, 20. Try and tune into the music. Deep breaths. 10. 8. 5, 4, 2, 1. Bigger circles for 10. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pulse 10. Shoulder blades leading it. Make sure you're using them. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Well done. I think we'll all be feeling this tomorrow. Taking a few seconds rest. Overhand grip of the resistance band. Looking for between 10 and 15. Again, you're grabbing onto, you're pulling away from the center. So between 10 and 15. Holding on to that burning sensation for as long as you can, trying to ignore it. Exhale as you pull away. 3, 2, 1 for me. Done. Well done. Oh, still burning. Come on. Overhand grip. As tight as you feel like it right now. Coming down over. Good posture. Stacking the spine. Rib cage tucked in, belly button into spine. You've got that core engagement. Squeeze at the bottom, your shoulder blades together. Hopefully feel a bit of shaking. Another 5, 4. Really good for the posture. 3, 2. Good range of movement. 1 more. It's a nice one, that. Good. Rest and do that once more. The resistance band ones. Get it over and done with. At least 10, otherwise a puppy dies. Can't say this tomorrow because a woman's got a new puppy. So 3, 4, 6. 1 more. Good. Let's finish it. Overhead, and down. Between 10 and 15. 5. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the bottom, pushing the shoulders down away from your ears. Enjoying that opening of the posture. 1 more. Good, well done. That's excellent. To finish, let's see where we are now, if there's any improvements. So, spine, no back curve at all. Starting position, bent elbows. Pushing the elbows and the hands into the ground. As you lift over your head, your back stays on the floor. If it doesn't, stop where you are, where it is against the floor, and just come back down. So then you might end up doing a little pulse, and that's fine. Just keep that back flat. Deep breaths. Pushing your shoulders away from your ears. Make sure you're not hunching up. Another 5 if you can, or just rest it out. Try and not let them elbows off the floor. One more. Good. Relax. You really feel your upper back engaged there. Knees in for a hug and roll. So we've worked the sides of the shoulders, the back of the shoulder quite a lot. We're going to move over to the front of the shoulder and the triceps, the back of the arm, or bingo wings as we like to call them. Well, feel free to grab a drink. You can probably guess what's coming. Push-ups. Push-ups with a nice child's pose. So if you want an easier time of it, but I did these when I was pregnant, but I still felt them and kept the muscle. So you're just bending more, the elbows, sending your hips back. And you're just really isolating the tricep muscle, but also working the shoulder as well. Or you can engage more of the chest, go a little bit wider, elbows out to the side, working even more of the shoulder, the chest, and less isolation on the triceps. Up to you which one you want to go for. I want to work triceps, so I'm going to go more narrow of a stance. So I'm going to go for 10, whatever depth. Even if it's a small pulse, as long as you can feel it at the back of the arm. If you start to feel it above the elbow, like the tendon, just too much too soon. So either go a little bit wider so the strong muscle is engaged in the pecs, or just do a smaller movement, okay? Coming all the way down if you feel that you're able to, for as many reps as you can, or 10. Up to you. If you want to go a little bit wider and elbows out to the side, you use the chest. Yeah, tucked in if you want to use the triceps. So the triceps is not really a burning sensation that you feel, it's more of a pinching, warmth as well. Let's try and push past it. And you might be shaking from the shoulder work that we've pre-exhausted the muscle already. Another 5, 4, 3, 2. As long as you're feeling it in the way you want to, that's the main goal. Good. Coming into child's pose. I'm going to go wider hips just for an inner groin stretch, and it opens up the pelvis nicely, but you can go into the other variation with the knees together. Deep breath, exhale, sink. And just sit with that inner groin discomfort. It shouldn't be painful. If it is, you've just gone a little bit too wide, that's all. So just don't. Every exhale, trying to sink in and let go. Inhale to rise, round 2. Same push-ups, or you can do a different variation. Let's go for 12 this time. If you need to split it up and do 6 and 6, that's absolutely fine. Just shake off your arms and then back into it. Notice where you feel this. That helps build my muscle connection. 7. Exhale, coming down. 10. One more. Good. Child's pose. Exhale to sink in. Last round, 14 to finish. Don't worry if you're not getting too far down. As you strengthen over time, you'll just be able to go deeper anyway. 8. 10. Last 4. Oh, good. Child's pose. Okay, back into tabletop position. I'm going to thread the needle. Normally do about 12 of these. We're going to up it to 15. We're going to stop for a pulse at the top of the movement to work the posterior, the back of the shoulder and shoulder blade, rhomboid area. So I'm going to thread the needle, bending that elbow as far through as you're able to right now. Pulse up, 1, 2, and release back down. And you should be able to feel your shoulder a wee bit Might feel tight, fatigued, shaky, all good signs. Make sure you get enough protein tomorrow. Or tonight, even better. Exhale as you thread that needle, another 10. And as you mobilise more, you might be able to get further around. Last 5. And then we're going to hold that position as we thread the needle into a deep stretch. That's in another 3. Good. Last one, let's hold it. When you finish your last rep, extend that arm. Make sure your chest isn't collapsing into the floor. You've still got a bit of a twist that you're feeling. Exhale. If that feels all right, if not, collapse your chest. You can tuck that arm in your back pocket. Deep breaths. Pushing your belly out on the inhale, and on the exhale, you sink further into the stretch. Enjoy the stretch. We don't do this plane of movement much. Inhale, back into box. Over to the other side now. Let's see how we get on this side. Going for 15. Starting with a smaller range of movement until you feel more mobile. Another 5. Two. Doing great. And last one, when you finish last rep, I'm going to hold on this side, extending the arm overhead. Let yourself settle in to that position and then tuck that hand in your back pocket. Stopping your shoulder from collapsing in. Deep breaths. Using the exhale to sink further in. Inhale back to cow. Feel free to grab a drink. So I was going to do glute bridges, but that's only incorporating the glute. If we do fire hydrant variation, then we've got to stay on our arms, which are already fatigued, so let's do that one. So big circles, huge, as big as you can. Opening up the hips, mobilizing that joint, but also working piriformis, glute. Keep your core engaged and make sure you're not dumping all your body weight on that one leg. Distribute evenly. So be conscious of that. As many as you can, or 10. Notice any niggles or clicks. Maybe don't go as high up. 2, 1. Good, well done. Over to the other side when you're ready. Again, make sure you're distributing your weight evenly. I want to get warmed up so I can go into a nice pigeon pose. 5, 3, you might feel this on the supporting leg. 1. Good. The other leg that you started on, into pigeon. So knee comes forward. So bending the knee and your legs straight back. But if you can keep your legs straight back and not feel like you're getting pulled over, feel free to bring your foot more further up. But I get pulled over, so I'm bringing my knee back down. But as long as you're feeling the stretch in your glute, that's what you want. Just want to sit here with it. Good. Just looking for that stretch on your glute and that you're sitting on. And you might feel it in your hip flexor as well. So switch off your thighs, let yourself sink into the mat. After a few seconds, you should feel the tension being released as these muscles start to relax, knowing that they're not under threat, you're not going to get injured, you're nice and warm. Deep breath in and exhale, put your head on your hands if you can, if that feels good. Increasing the stretch from the glute. Relax your shoulder muscles if they're tensed. Deep breath in. I want to sit upright in the same position just to add some stretch to the hip flexor and lower core on that back leg. And head to ceiling to increase the stretch further. Shoulders down away from ears. Chest proud. You might feel this around the hip as well. I do. Inhale, we're going to swap over. Just take your time if you're a bit stiff. I just want you to sit with it until your body settles into that new position. And take a few seconds. Using your exhale, deep breath in, pushing the belly out, and on the exhale, sinking further in. When you're ready for it, forehead to hands if you can on this side. Switching your bum cheeks off, your thigh, your shoulders, just relax all these muscles. Notice where it tenses up for you. Next inhale, and sit upright. Sorry, with the arms extended. Deep breaths, chest proud. Good. Making our way over to semi-supine. I'm going to start the relaxation, switching on the parasympathetic relaxation rest and digest system and switching off the fight, flight, stress responses now. So shift your hips over to one side and your knees off to the other, the spinal twist. And I just want you to settle into this position first. See how tight you are. I want both shoulder blades on the mat first before you progress this position. So this is a common one for like your glutes to switch on and tense up, and as with your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, everywhere really. Just wherever you carry the stress and tension of the day subconsciously. So every inhale, pushing your belly out as much as you can. And exhale, sink further into the mat and you'll feel little tiny muscle fibers releasing with every exhale. Extending your arms out to the side if that feels good. Shoulder blades stay on the floor. Deep breaths. If that feels okay, go ahead and extend that top leg and hold onto it with the other arm. Hips ideally should be stacked on top of each other, but make sure shoulder blades are on the floor. Allow yourself, your back to twist. Feel that mild discomfort, that stretch. Might be on your glute if you're tight there, above the hip. Use your exhale to switch off and sink in more. Two more deep, big breaths. Get all that oxygen in. Pause at the top for a slow exhale. The slower you exhale, the more relaxation. One more. Carefully take your time, bending your knees again, moving over to the other side. Shifting your hips over to the other side, knees over to the opposite side. Settle in, shoulders down on the mat. See how tight you are on this side. Again, just because you've done it on one side, you might not be able to on the other. Just see how it feels. Every exhale, you switch off more muscles. And if that feels all right, extend that top leg and grab hold of it with the arm. And relax your elbow into the mat. Bring your shoulders relaxed and into the mat. Using your exhale, notice where you feel the tension, the stretch on this side. Is it roughly the same as the other side was? Is it less? Good. Coming back over to the center. We're extending the arms and the legs away from the core. Big stretch. Exhale, arms come down by your side. Inhale, arms rise. Getting that oxygen in, filling the lungs for slowly exhaling for a count of 4. Inhale for a count of 4. Pause for a count of 4 with those full lungs. So inhale for a count of 4, pause for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and then pause for another count of 4 before inhaling again, box breathing. So notice how the breath feels in the body. Make sure on the inhale you're pushing your abs out, you're using the diaphragm and chest to bring that oxygen in. Because we tend to belly breathe when we're stressed, or like subconsciously we do this, which stresses out even more. So actively use the chest and diaphragm to bring in that oxygen. And super slow exhale. Through the nose or the mouth. Two more. One more. Good. Taking your time, coming up into a seated position. One knee stays bent, stacking the spinal vertebrae on top of one another, so sitting upright, pushing the hips out so you're not tucking the tailbone under, the lower parts are stuck up. Your foot is planted into, like the tree pose, planted into the side of the leg. So without bending and tucking your tailbone in, I'll show you from the side. So what we don't want to see is this. We want to bend at the hips first, so belly to thigh first. And if that's all you can go because your upper hamstrings are tight, that's fine. Rather than this, because look how far I can get like that, but I'm bending at the spine, so I'll show you guys from the side. So instead of this, see how far I can get now? Not very far, but we work on the flexibility just underneath the glute. So just coming down as far as you can with the exhale, keeping the hips pushed back behind you. Good. Trying to keep your other knee on the mat as well. You can use that for purchase too, if that feels all right. Keeps your hips more square if you do that. And if you want to stretch on your calf, you can pull your foot back. Good. It's quite hard when you're used to dumping in your pelvis not to bend in your lower back. It will get easier. One more deep breath. You can feel the tension in your lower back. If you're squeezing your abs as well, it's protecting your lower back and helping it. Let's swap over to the other side and settle in. Legs straight, pushing the hips to the back of the room, coming down as far as you can without the pelvis being tucked under. Hope that makes sense. Deep breath. Brace them abs. One more deep breath. Good. Into a straddle, nice and wide as you can. Again, hips come back behind you, sitting tall, and then come as far in as you can. You should feel it in the inner thigh. Bracing the core to keep the hips back. And then feet are going to come together. Left leg over right, then right arm over left leg, if that makes sense. So as you're turning, it's the leg that's crossed over. Exhale, leading with the shoulders and then the neck last, if that feels all right. Feeling that stretch in the lower back, opening the chest. Inhale back to center, over to the other side. Leading with the shoulders and chest first. Every exhale, allowing yourself to sink further in. Good. Inhale back to center. Coming into a seated position with the pranayama, relaxation, breath work and mindfulness. You can sit on one of these mats as well if that's more comfortable. Okay. Just going to draw your attention to your breath. Sitting tall, deep breaths, using the diaphragm, the belly, then the diaphragm, then the chest. Backs of the forearms resting on the thighs, knees. Shoulders down away from ears, chest proud. Inhaling through the nose. Pause with full lungs for a slower exhale through the nose. It's quite warming. So I was going to practice alternate nostril breathing tonight, which calms. It's really calming pranayama, but feel free to do the relaxation breath work that you've been doing on the mat if you don't want to practice that, which is inhale through the nose, exhale slower through the mouth, but just make sure you're using full chest and diaphragm. If you want to practice a pranayama alternate nostril breathing with me, I'm going to take these two fingers, so you've got to touch your face unfortunately, but you're going to completely exhale through. So you're closing over the nostrils with these fingers. So completely exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril, close it over, then completely exhale through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril, close it over, and so on. Making sure you're using your diaphragm and you're remembering your counts. Inhale through the left. Close it over. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, count of 4. Close it over. Exhale through the left, count of 4. Inhale through the left. Close it over, exhale through the right. And so on. We'll do another 2 cycles. I want you to make your way onto the mat floor. For some guided relaxation.